Hey guys, welcome to my channel once again. It's Rosi and in today's video we are going back to habit building. This video is about how to build your habits using the identity-based theory. I know you guys might be thinking like, why is Rosi making so many videos about habits this year? It's January, we are diving into 2021 and we all are always thinking, I will achieve a lot this year. And achieving a lot is about improving our life, but also achieving a lot, as I told you before, is about creating a new personality, creating a new habit, creating new motivations, and also creating new triggers, cue and routines in our habits. It's important to understand our mindset, it's important to understand our unconscious mind, and it's important to understand why we do the things that we do. If we don't understand why do we do the things that we do, we will never improve our life and we are not going to get our goals for 2021. So that's why we are diving into habits on this video again. I want to start talking about the habit, and I want to start talking about the habit not based on what we do or how we feel, but actually the backend that we have in our mind about the habit. The habit is actually made by three things. The habit is created by a cue, then a performance, and then a reward. So every time that we are performing a habit, we are creating a pattern that is trying to fix something and then rewarding us about something. At the same time, this reward is based on an initial cue, and this cue is what we call reinstated performance. So let's be clear on one thing about our mind. Our mind is created to give us two things. First is answers about things, and the second thing is to allow us to survive. Our mind is not looking for other thing in this life. Since we are born, we are looking for survival. So a habit is basically a quick fix around a survival thought. It doesn't matter if you are doing junk food, it doesn't matter if you are being lazy, it doesn't matter if you are doing whatever thing that you're doing is based on a cue, a reward, and also a key performance that we have in order to give a quick fix to something into our life. So it's important to look deep into what we are, why we do what we do, and how the environment where we are affects the cue, which is actually the first step to your mind. The second thing that is important here, and I also learned from the book and for other books about psychology that I've been diving into, is that once we start triggering habits, our mind goes dumb. Like literally, if you're driving and you have been driving to your work for 3 years now, you can drive without thinking about it. You can brush your teeth without thinking about it. You can cook a meal without thinking about it. You can actually fix your house without thinking about it if you fix your house in the same performance every time that you do so. So the environment is the first thing that we need to look out when we try to change our habits. And this is important because a trigger or a cue would always make my brain to go in automatic mode. So you will be brushing your teeth without thinking about it. You will be eating junk food without realizing it. Not because it's bad, it's because your brain doesn't understand what is bad or what is not. Your brain only receives a cue and acts around that cue. So what we want to do is that start being more aware what our bad cues are, and that to change the environment and how we react to that trigger. The second part of the structure of the habit is the performance, and the performance is related to a routine. So if you create a routine and you do the routine over and over and over again around a trigger, that's going to give your brain an automatic sign, which means every morning when you wake up and you go to the bathroom, you will brush your teeth and then it will be automatic every day. But the thing is, like, once you're doing the performance, your brain is not being aware that you are doing automatically. So we need to start being more aware about our performance and how can we change our performance. Every day is a new day to create things differently. So instead of brushing your teeth, in a way you can change your performance about how do you do your skincare, how do you brush your teeth, how do you cook. And also you can try to do this exercise when you drive. If you drive on a different direction or you use a different path to go to your office every day, your brain will perform differently. And this is a super small change, but every small change have a different impact on our brain. What we want to achieve here is to understand how our brain works around our habit instead of how our habit performs around us. Once we understand how our brain works, then we can perform better, and that's actually what gives us the power to change the habit in a more conscious and a more understandable way. Now we have understood that the habit has 3 steps. First, the cue or trigger, then the routine, and then the reward. What we need to understand now is that every time that we will play to the cue or the trigger, our brain goes in automatic, and we need to work on that. That's the key thing we need to work on. We need to work in how to change the environment so we don't give play to the cue, or we can control how we perform around the cue. For example, you are not going to stop brushing your teeth daily, but you can change the performance around that. You can change the look of your bathroom, you can change actually the way you do it. You can first wash your face, or you can first do a small skincare routine before doing it, and only that action is going to change the cue. Because what we want to get is that we don't want our brain to go disconnected. We don't want our brain to go to sleep. We want to be aware, and we want to be awake in order to recognize that performance. Important here, the pattern, and understanding that if we break the environment, the pattern gets broken. In this way, we need to understand what gets our brain asleep. In which moment in my behavior I send my brain to sleep, and what's the cue that makes it go numb. This is super important because this is actually the key to change the habit. If you need to change the environment, you can change little things on your environment. You can change little things in your performance. You don't need to change a lot. What you need to change is the signal that you send to your brain to send it to sleep, so you can be awake and you can be aware of what you're doing. In this way, you can take a conscious decision about your habit. I am not doing this, I choose to do that. I know it's challenging because you need to take the decision, I eat my nuggets or not, but then also you can be conscious about your reward. And then comes the other part that is important. How do you reward yourself when you don't do the things that are bad for you? It doesn't matter if it's a little bit bad, it doesn't matter if it's a huge bad or the damage that this habit does for you. What is important is how can you reward yourself in a positive way when you don't do the bad things that you do. And this is a personal internal work we need to do with ourselves, but there is always a good manner to reward ourselves to do the right thing that we should be doing. Digest this information and then ask yourself, how can I reward myself in a positive way for not doing bad things? And I wish I had this question when I was younger, so I could have performed better. There is always a nice way to reward ourselves, and there is always a good thing if we are not doing what we shouldn't be doing. So ask yourself always, how can I reward myself in a positive way for not doing the bad thing? This is actually how the identity-based theory is formed. The identity-based theory works around of how I hijack my brain in order to create new habit, in order to work in a different perspective around my habits. I am not going to focus on how the habit affect me. I am going to focus on how I am a different person now, taking different cues, performing different, being a different person, and adapting this personality to me. I am adopting a new identity. I am becoming a new person in order to perform and behave different. And this is master key for hijacking your brain. Focus on the habit you want to adopt instead of focusing on the habit you want to give up. Because when you focus on the one that you want to adopt, you are focusing on your new identity. And the new identity is important, how you perform, what's your outcome and what's your environment, and also how do you reward yourself. All the things that I told you before about the habits, that is going to work out differently with your new identity. So in this way, you need to be aware of who you want to be. This person who is having a better lifestyle, this person who is earning more money, this person who is having the life that they want to live. How is this person? Who is this person? Is this person likes to eat salads 3 times a week? This person likes going to the gym 5 times a week? This person likes having different source of income? Who is this person? And then instead of focusing on the issue, you focus on the solution. So what do I need to do one more time to get there? There are 4 steps, actually 4 steps to get there. The first one is creating micro quotes, but then micro thoughts. Micro quotes is a small goal. You already know that because you have seen my previous video. And the other one is micro goal. A micro goal is also a psychology / neuroscience theory based on how seeing the full picture of your life, seeing the whole picture of your goals can actually push you forward to get there. And there's also several research on this one, not only on visualization or meditation, but also on human performance. Lifestyle management, for example, is fully based on this one, or how I can create myself, recreate myself in a full way, like my life. How do I think? How do I feel? How do I perform? Using the full picture, the full idea of who I want to be, what do I want to get, what do I want to achieve, and then working on small chunks in order to get there. So having the big picture, dreaming big, is key on this, and this is several research on psychology around this. The fact that people tell you, oh, don't dream too big, don't believe them, because actually if you dream big but also you work on it, you will get there. But the thing is, you need to do the job, you need to do the homework, and there is where most of the time we fail. That's why we need to start creating habit in order to get there faster. The second thing to work on your new personality is creating behavioral changes. Remember when I told you, you need a cue, you need a performance, then you need a reward. Then you need to work around this. If you are walking home and you find a McDonald's, tell to yourself, I'm going to step by the supermarket and buy a healthy salad for myself. And then create that once again. I'm going to step by my supermarket and buy fruit. I'm going to go by the supermarket and buy a healthy snack. But then change the way that you do it. If before you used to go in this way and step by the McDonald's, now you go in this way and you step by the supermarket. And only change it. That small behavior is going to give you different cue, and that cue is going to produce a different kind of result. You don't want to go to the supermarket and get the salad every day. You want to go to the supermarket and get a salad, and then you want to go to a different grocery store and get a healthy snack, and then you go to a place at the mall and you get healthy candy. The thing is, what you want to do is that you want to perform different every time. Try to practice every day. Today I'm going to start doing things differently, and that's going to help you. Start doing things differently every day. It's not only good for your lifestyle, it's also good for your emotional status, and it's also good for your emotional behavior and your behavior outcome, because it's not around how you do it. It's around, don't let your brain to go to sleep. Don't let your brain to go to sleep. In the way you are more aware about it, you can perform differently, and you can still rewarding yourself in a positive way, and you can still achieving your healthy goals. The last thing for your new personality is stop complaining, because complaining is super negative stuff when we are trying to make the hard work. Complaining is not going to drive us anywhere, and a new personality needs also a new gratefulness. So change that complaint for a pray, okay? If you are watching this video now and you want to start working on something that is really hard for you, don't complain. Try to practice a thankful thought every time. And I think this is key, because when we start complaining, we start feeling discouraged to do the things that we should be doing. So let's start changing that complaint, that bad feeling, that negative feeling into a positive thought. And that thought can be always be improved if you put there your reward. And this also a brain hijacking. Every time that you feel discouraged, every time that you feel sad, every time that you feel not getting there, put your reward on your mind. Your reward is your biggest motivator. So put your reward in there. Think, what can I do to reward myself in a positive way so I stop doing this? And every time that you feel discouraged and you want to go in that direction, you put your reward on your mind and you take the other direction. It also needs us to be a little bit aware of our thoughts. And the thought thinking is also part of this practice, because what we think, we do, and we do, we are. So if you think about junk food, you are junk food, and if you eat junk food, then you are not a healthy person. So that's how one change of behavior drives to your result. It's important to focus here. Don't complain. I know you will feel discouraged. It also happens to me. I know you will feel discouraged. I know you will feel like tired. I know you will feel like you want to give up, but then you need to bring back that energy from your reward and keep it there so you can feel motivated to move forward. Not complaining and being thankful is the step number one to have patience. And patience is one of the biggest things in our life. We are not taught to have patience in life, actually, and this is key if we want to get there. So being patient allows us to remind ourselves that we can fall and go back. We can go back to the old habits and then back on the game again. But then have patience also give us strength and give us character to move forward. And moving forward is the most important thing. As I told you before, one small improvement is better than no improvement at all. And we all feel the pressure that I need to change everything now, I need to do everything now, I need to get my new personality now, I need to be someone new in February. But this is not going to work out in this way. Maybe it's going to take us 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. The time that is going to take us is the time that is going to teach us the value of being there and what we need to do next after we achieve and after we get there. So this practice is really important. The not complain practice, the grateful practice, and the building patient. And this is an inner work we need to do with ourselves in order to build the new personality. Going back to the beginning, now we know how the habit is formed, what are the steps into it, how we need to hijack the brain in order to make more conscious decisions, and how to create a new identity in order to change our life, or lifestyle, or income, or whatever thing we want to change around us. I hope you guys like this video. I hope you guys apply this in your lifestyle for a better life, for better income, for better behavior, whatever you want to improve in 2021. If you have any questions about habit implementation or how to apply the identity theory on your life, let me know in the box down below. I'll be replying all your questions. There is a blog post that talks about this and also give you some templates about how to apply this on your life. On my website rosirose.com, you can step by for lifestyle, business, or aesthetics. And see you guys on my next video.